coming up here on Super Sunday, we do have Leeds United coming up a bit later on in the show, as Leeds are the home team and they take against a team who are currently top of the Premier League and they're lurking to become champions of the league, Manchester United. And also the battle for Europe is all await here, as Arsenal are the home team here and they take on against Aston Villa. Hello and welcome everybody here on Ford Super Sunday, and I am of course the presenter of the show, Richard Keys, and I'm here joined with my fellow pundit aside me, Andy Gray. A big game this is going to be here in terms of this result, as we do have Leeds United, obviously the team who are the ones who will be playing Man United a bit later. We do have the battle for the Champions Leagues. We'll have Arsenal, the home team, and they take on here against Aston Villa. What's your thoughts in this matchup in terms of who do you think could win this matchup between the two sides who are fighting off each other for Europe? Well, I feel that both sides, of course, have got a real good game here between each other. Arsenal's a very top team, a real historic football team, of course, who deserve to be in the Champions League, you know, through the years and what they've done under Arsene Wenger after 17 years consecutively in the top four. And Arsenal had some bit of downfalls a little bit to qualify for the Europa League and that. But Arsenal bouncing back, of course, into a real proper team under Mikel Arteta. And they do deserve to be in the Champions League, of course. But in the other hand, Aston Villa, a team have been absolutely great underdog story under Unai Emery. Because Villa, of course, if people don't remember this, in the 80s, they won the Champions League in 1982. And they have won this competition before, but obviously, through the years, people forget about Villa were a Champions League team in the past. So, it'd be a great way for a lot of, let's say, old Villa fans to actually reflect from the memories from back in the day and have this new Villa team 40 years later to qualify for the Champions League also for this season. That'll be great for the football club, and that'll be great, obviously, for the community of the whole of Birmingham to have Villa as a Birmingham team to represent them, of course, to qualify for the Champions League. So I can't wait for it, of course, in terms of how Villa would also do in this game. But this matchup will be very, very important, of course, on who will get the result and who will be the ones who will get one step closer to qualify for the UEFA Champions League. Thank you very much there, Andy. And then we move on now to the game itself here, as we do have the Arsenal, as they take on here against Aston Villa. And let's get to the coverage between the two sides. And let's get straight now to the first matchup here this afternoon, as the Arsenal will take on Aston Villa in this matchup. This is a real brilliant game this will probably be in terms of the fight for Europe between the Villas and also the Arsenals in this match. And there's a lot to play for in this game. And we'll see how it all comes down to this coverage here of the football. North London forever is here, and wherever, Arsenal will have that chance, of course, to try and win. And also Villa, also a team that have never played Champions League football now for the first time since 1982. And that was at least 43 years ago. They've not played in European football of the top tier of European football of the Champions League. But as for Arsenal, as we do have the lineup here for the Gunners, as we have goalkeeper Raya, we also have their Saliba, Gabriel, and also White as well. We also got Jorginho as well playing. We've got Declan Rice as well, Odegaard with Martinelli, Jesus, and also Bukayo Saka. And a very strong team. Saliba in defence as well, be very strong, of course, for the Arsenal. But as for Aston Villa, for Unai Emery's men, they've got a very, very good team. They've got very good, strong players fit in this game as well, especially in this occasion, as we do have goalkeeper for Aston Villa in the matchup. We have Emiliano Martinez, we have Pau Torres as well, Diego Costa, Jacob Ramsey, and also got Ollie Watkins and also Moussa Diaby and Matty Cash. And Villa obviously got a very strong team. And let's see what happens here in this game and see who comes across on top between the Arsenal and also the Villa. So kickoff's on the way, lot to play for, lot to fight for, and here we go for the coverage. And let's get this game on the way. Arsenal and Villa will kick things off, the football. Here we go. Kickoff is underway, and Arsenal obviously are the ones obviously have a chance here, hopefully, to go 5 points clear in the top 5 of the Premier League. But here's Jesus. And now all the way there to Douglas Luiz, now to Ollie Watkins. Now here's to John McGinn. And now here's to Watkins. And now here's Watkins here, holds through. Now John McGinn. Now Leon Bailey. Now Kimmerwall. And now here's to Gabriel Martinelli. Now he's through here to Chelsea for go. 1-0 up here. Martinelli's through. Chance in for Arsenal. Save for Martinez. You can see the table right there. Only 1 point between the two sides, between Arsenal and Villa, in terms of a race for Champions League. But here's Jesus. Jesus, good defending there from Villa, sorry. Here's Watkins. Now Watkins all trying to pass there to, looks like Jack Grealish, but gone back there to the goalkeeper there to Saliba. Now he clears that ball away from danger. Now here's to Jesus. Great defending here. Now Douglas Luiz. Now Leon Bailey. And now here's Matty Cash. And now Moussa Diaby. Could be a chance here for a goal. Shot! Oh! Could be a chance here for a goal. Another save again. And now here's to Odegaard. And now Odegaard now pushing through. And now here's to Diaby. Now Diaby now to Watkins. Has a shot there. Good defending. A yellow card right there from, it looks like here, Alex Morello right there. And he's been booked a yellow, by the way, in this game. So it's a corner, by the way, for Aston Villa. Cross into the box. Header. Oh, save. Another corner. Oh, short corner right now. And now here's to Jorginho. And now all the way here now to Diaby. Diaby shoots, save! Right in the keeper's hands. Now throws the ball away here now. Here's to Jesus. Now here's to Jorginho. And now all the way here to Jesus here. Now to Odegaard. Now Odegaard's through. Could be a chance here for a goal for Odegaard! Oh! Could have been, could be 1-0 it could have been. And now it looks like it might have been a corner. Is it a last contact into the player maybe? I think he might have saved it. Yeah, corner here, Arsenal. Didn't see it from that angle though. Saka crossed the ball into the box. Head away from Villa. No, Jorginho. Saliba. Shoots, save right there for the goalkeeper. Now corner here for Saka. Into the box here. Bicycle kick, crossbar. And now goal, and it is a goal. And looks like Arsenal have got themselves in front. And what a goal there from Gabriel Jesus as well. To put that ball into the back of the net. And what a perfect goal right there for him. And that is an unbelievable goal. Crossbar as well was really the most impact on that. And it is a goal right there to make it 1-0 to the Arsenal. What a brilliant goal, right, I've got to say, from Gabriel Jesus. It looks like Unai Emery looks frustrated, he really does there, to concede a goal like that in the game. And now, here's to Ollie Watkins. Now here's Declan Rice. And now here's to John McGinn. Now John McGinn here. And now chance for Watkins. Has a shot, save. Massive chance though for a goal potentially, but save there for the goalkeeper. Now cross in here for Villa. Header, save. And that's going to be that for the first half, by the way. And 1-0 at the break here between the Arsenal and also their opponents, of course, here. And that is Aston Villa. As the score is the score as Arsenal 1, Aston Villa 0.
You'll never stop this thing. I will never let you go.
And we are back here for the second half, and here we go between Arsenal and Aston Villa for the second half of the match. And Arsenal kick things off, and they do lead the game, by the way, in that first half by 1-0. Here's Cash. Now lost it back here down to Martinelli. Now Martinelli now across the ball into the box here, head away there from Villa. And now John McGinn. Now Leon Bailey. And now here's to Diaby. Now to chance here for Bailey now to shoot. Could be a goal for Villa. And a goal for Villa to make it 1-1. And what a goal here from Leon Bailey to keep themselves alive in this race for Europe. And what a goal right there from Bailey, the Jamaican. As he took it all upon himself. 1v1 to the goalkeeper with no hesitation whatsoever. And now it's one apiece in this match. And now here's to Odegaard. Now to, looks like Martinelli. Now here's Martinelli now going through here now. He's really pushing through here. Could be a chance here for Martinelli. Good defending there slightly there. Pau Torres there won the ball back. And now here's John McGinn. Now Douglas Luiz. And now could be a chance here. Could be a chance maybe. Maybe a chance to shoot. Good defending. Now here's to Ollie Watkins now pushing through now. And now Ollie Watkins. And now chance here for a shot, but save right there for the goalie. And now Douglas Luiz now into the box here. Header away there. Here's to Leon Bailey. Cross into the box. Save there from Raya. And now here's Kimmerwar. And now Jesus. And now all the way here pushing through. Now to Bukayo Saka. And now Saka's through. And Saka shoots and he scores. And Arsenal are 2 goals up in the lead. 2-1 to the Arsenal here. And Bukayo Saka runs down to Super Mikel Arteta. Because we know Arsenal have to get a result like this to put themselves a massive chances on that top 5 qualification to the Champions League. A very big game playing Villa here. And they got themselves through and they got themselves back in front in the match. As Unai Emery right there looks a bit disappointed right there, he does on the touchline. But here we go, Arsenal 2, Villa 1. And now here's to Leon Bailey. And now push the ball all the way there to Matty Cash. Shoots. Save right there for the goalie. And now is Matty Cash. Now here's to Declan Rice. And now here's to Martinelli. Could be a chance here for a goal. Saka. Very close. And now here's to Martinelli. Shot, save right there for the goalie. And it's going to be a substitution here now. Kimmerwar comes off and Nuno Mendes comes on the field. And now short pass there down to Odegaard. And right keep with the hands there to the goalkeeper. And now here's Jesus. And now here's Nuno Mendes. On the attack, has a shot. Save right there for the goalie. And now is Ollie Watkins. And that's going to be full time. And the score is the score here at the Emirates. As Arsenal did actually get the win over the line here over Aston Villa. And that's a perfect victory, I've got to say, for the Gunners. Really show a lot of fight they did in this game. A lot of character to get the win over the line here this afternoon. For a chance potentially for them to be anywhere closer, of course, for a chance in that qualification to the UEFA Champions League. The official score in the matchup here as it is Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 1 at the end of the matchup for this afternoon. A real fantastic victory for the Arsenal to win here by 2-1 against Aston Villa. And now they're 5 points clear from the Europa League places after defeating Villa by 2-1. 5 points clear in the top 5. And maybe Arsenal could be the 5th team to the extra spot of the Champions League. Could be taken by Arsenal by the end of the season. This game is a must-win game for Arsenal and also a must-win game for Villa as well in terms of the top 5 race to qualify for the UEFA Champions League. But Arsenal won here. What's your thoughts? I feel that Arsenal were very, very good they were in this matchup. And we know that Arsenal had some, let's say, bad patches during the season. A couple, let's say, straight defeats. A couple of, good wins as well. Was brilliant for Arsenal as well. And had a little bit of, let's say, a jigsaw result so far. A bit of a rollercoaster result so far for Arsenal. But to get the win over the line here in this game at the Emirates this afternoon, that's a massive step now for Arsenal. They've got now another 5-6 games left of the season to go to make sure they hold out in 5th position or in the top 4 or top 5 to qualify for the UEFA Champions League. Because Arsenal now have got nothing to worry about. They've got the FA Cup final to play against Man United. They also got a chance on qualifying again in the UEFA Champions League. And as for Unai Emery's men, he might feel a little bit disappointed that they could not get the win over the line here over Arsenal to give Villa a potential chance, of course, to be involved in the Champions League, of course, qualification to qualify for the next season. Because Villa have never played in the Champions League at all since 1982. So that was a long, long time ago. And Unai Emery's really making Villa into a fortress team during this season. And I really, let's say, hope that Villa do something special for the next 5 games from now to make it remarkable in terms of them to try and bounce back and even potentially still get the top 5 qualification in the Champions League, hopefully by next season. But as of for now, disappointment. They can move on and reflect this game. And they've got, let's say, 6 or 5 games left of the season to try and, of course, be the team to try and get into the top 5 to qualify. But in this game, it's a setback. They move on from it. Okay, thank you very much there, Andy. And now we move on now to our next matchup here at Ellen Road as Leeds United, as they take on here against Manchester United. And let's get to the game between the two sides here for this afternoon. And we are back here between Leeds United and Manchester United here at Ellen Road for this afternoon. There's a lot to play for here between these two sides in this game. This will be a very intense scenes, of course, of all the Leeds fans all marching on together here at Ellen Road. As Man United are 10 points clear at the top of the Premier League. As currently Leeds United are currently 13th in the Premier League. And this will be a very, very intense game. This will be in terms of the football and the drama of this rivalry that these two teams have together through the years. But as for Leeds United, however, for Marcelo Bielsa's Leeds, we do have the lineup here for Leeds. As goalkeeper will be, of course, Mounier will be the goalkeeper in the team for Leeds. As we do have, of course, Llorente, Archie Gray, we've got Kinnick, Kevin Phillips, Somerville, Jack Harrison, Stinstiera, and also Patrick Bamford right there for Leeds. But as for the opposition, obviously for Manchester United, this will be the official lineup here for United in the game. As this will be the team for United. As we do have, of course, as the striker, obviously Ronaldo, the top tennis man, but in goal is Navas, Marquinhos in the defence with Slur. We've got Kessie, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Garnacho, Rashford and Cristiano Ronaldo as well for the United team. So these two teams look prepared, they look ready, they do. And we'll find out who comes across as the best team in the end of the game between these two sides. As we've got it stored for us here, the match. As here we go for the football. Man United and Leeds United. Let's get the coverage underway. Here we go. Leeds and Man U will kick things off. As here's Bruno Fernandes now on the run here for United. Now here's Bruno Fernandes there pushing through. Great cover there now as Llorente. And now here's to Killick now for Leeds. And now Somerville. He pushes through. Could be a goal for Somerville, but save right there for the goalie. And now boots the ball away here to header, slightly there for Phillips. And now all the way there to Somerville. Now Slur. Now to Kessie. And now Ronaldo. Great run Ronaldo here. Pass there to Garnacho. Should be a chance in for a shot. Oh, gone wide. So Mounier will take it. Now Lorente. Now Archie Gray. And now Calvert Phillips. And now all the way to Jack Harrison. He's really pushing through here now for Leeds. Could be a goal for Leeds. And it could have been, but it's gone obviously wide. And Navas will take it. And now Marquinhos. And now Slur. Now Bruno Fernandes. And now Garnacho. And Garnacho's through here for United. Garnacho's on the attack. Could be a good run maybe for Ronaldo in the box, but no one there. Now to Rashford now, the ball. Here's Ronaldo. Shoot, save right there for the goalie. Could be a goal, could be. Save again right there for the goalie again. Brilliant chance it was though. Now short pass there to Rashford. Now he's really pushing through here now for Jack Harrison. And now Somerville here pushing through here for Leeds. Somerville. And he scores for Leeds. And what a goal there for Somerville for Leeds United. To put the ball into the back of the net. And that's an unbelievable goal. And I've got to say that right there, Navas could not obviously stop obviously Somerville there. And it's a goal right there into the back of the net. And Leeds United are in front. What a goal. Glory, glory, Leeds United right there. Sums it all up there, that real big name of Leeds. Obviously taking themselves very seriously here. Leading against the league leaders of the Premier League, Man United, in this game. Now here's to Killich. Here's to Bamford. And now Slur. Casemiro. Here's now Bruno Fernandes now pushing through. Now could be a chance here for a shot, and it is! Manchester United are now 1-1 in this matchup. Game on. Game on, the captain. For Bruno bloody Fernandes. He puts that ball right past the goalkeeper. And it's really hit that on his laces in the bottom corner. And it's now 1 apiece in this game.
Number 8, Bruno Fernandes.
And now all the way here to Harrison. Now Shaw. Ronaldo. Fernandes here, now Killich. And now all the way now to Casemiro. Now Dalot. Garnacho. And now Dalot now. And now since the era. So Bruno Fernandes. And now all the way here now to Luke Shaw. And there you have it, that is that. And that is half time, by the way, between Leeds and Man United. And it is 1-1 in the game. As Cristiano Ronaldo slowed down the office for him in the matchup. But we do have the score here, by the way, in this game. As it is at the half time whistle. Leeds 1, Man United 1 at half time. We're back here for the second half, and here we go between Leeds and Manchester United. And now Killich. And now Lorente. Now Calvin Phillips here. And now here's Phillips here. Pushing through. And now Jack Harrison. And now here's Kessie. And now Bruno Fernandes. And now here's the Jack Harrison now pushing through here for Leeds. And now Marquinhos. And now here's Casemiro. And now here's Ronaldo. And now here's Bamford. And now here's Somerville. And now he's pushing really through here. Slur. Goal right there for Leeds. Mistakes being made right there at the back for Slur. Somerville won the ball right easy right there. And he puts it right in the top corner. And glory, glory, Leeds United are 2 up in the match. And that was a mistake right there from Slur. He should have cleared it out quite quickly, he should have done. But unfortunately it was denied for him. And now Leeds, of course, are back in front in the matchup. What a brilliant goal for him. Here's Garnacho. He's through. He could be through. Chance. Garnacho makes it 2-2. And it's game on here, ladies and gentlemen. Pure game on for Manchester United in the game. What a brilliant run, I've got to say, right there from Alejandro Garnacho. And our United are now back level in the game so far. Real perfect run and a real perfect finish. And now it's 2-2 in the match. And now Leeds, of course, got themselves kicking off here as they conceded a real poor goal. Now here's Diego Llorente. Now here's to Phillips. Now Kessie. And now Patrick Bamford. And now all the way down to Leeds here. Lost it back here down to Dalot. Now here's to Firpo. And now here's to Garnacho. Nice part. He lost it back control there. He has. Here's to Somerville. Now Somerville now pushing through here for Leeds. Goal for Leeds. And it's 3-2 for Leeds United. What a brilliant strike right there from that man right there, Somerville. To put the ball past the goalkeeper, hit the crossbar as well. And Leeds are back in front. And the league leaders of the Premier League, Manchester United, might have a little bit of a hard day, I think, because they might have a chance to obviously win the Premier League title. Probably 95% of a chance they'll probably win the league. But in fact, that goal right there from Leeds there to make it 3-2 makes it even a lot better, a lot sweeter for Leeds to try and win the whole entire match. But there you go, 3-2. Here's Garnacho now pushing through. Could be a goal maybe here. And it is a chance to hit the post. And that could have been a goal maybe there. Crossing the box here for Bruno. Header away. And now here's to, looks like a chance here now for Rashford. Header away there for Leeds. And now here's to Sinstiera. Nearly over, by the way, here, nearly. And there you have it. And that is full time between Leeds and also Manchester United. And they've got themselves that massive goal, I've got to say, there, from obviously from that goal from Somerville to win them the game. And Leeds defeated the league leaders of Manchester United here. And they could have gone on and win this game here and beat Newcastle for next week to get themselves confirmed as champions of the Premier League. But unfortunately here this afternoon they lost the game here by 3-2 as it ends Leeds 3, United 2. Leeds 3, Man United 2 at the end of the matchup here at Ellen Road. And I cannot believe that United has slipped up in this matchup here. A massive chance if they actually won this game here. They could have actually got one more win after Leeds to win themselves the Premier League title. But it wasn't the case for Leeds to actually lose here because United were the ones who were very, very poor in the matchup. And Leeds somehow got the win here over their rivals United to make it 3-2 in the game. What was your thoughts about United's performance in this game so far? Oh, I'd say very disappointment for United, of course, because there's a chance that they could have won this game here, and also when against Newcastle next week to actually clinch the Premier League title. But they've slipped up today, and they slipped up very, very badly against their rivals Leeds. And Leeds obviously really meant this game a lot to them at Ellen Road, despite Leeds, of course, not anywhere closer in the top half of the table. But it still means a lot for Leeds to try and clinch something in this game, or anything in this game, to obviously hold out themselves to be the ones to actually win the game, and also as well be the ones to actually teach United a lesson, of course, of this rivalry these two teams have been through for the last, let's say, 70 or 80 years between these two great sides. So I thought that a massive big win for Leeds, and I think that they'll be very, very happy to take the 3 points, and also be let's say, away from, let's say, the relegation battle as well is pretty good as well for Leeds. And I feel that Leeds United will be very, very delighted. The fans are delighted. But as of a Man United fan or supporter, I think there's no worries for them because the points are so ridiculous compared to United and Man City. 10 points, at least, from second and first place. It's all on still United's hands to actually win the Premier League title, and their hands, Man United, to go and win it. All they've got to do now is to get a result over Newcastle, and hopefully, worst comes to worst for City, if they lose to Spurs next week, that will mean that will be United as Premier League champions. Hopefully they could do by the end of next week, but it all depends on City though. But as of this game right here, right now, I feel United, of course, lost the game, forget about it, move on to Newcastle, get the win now, and they're more comfortable now, definitely for sure, they'll be confirmed as champions of this division. Okay, thank you very much there, Andy, and that's a massive win for Leeds United, however, on defeating the elect champions maybe for the Premier League, Man United here this afternoon. But now we move on now to the other games of the weekend coverage of all the other 8 games across the Premiership. And let's get to them right now. And a perfect start here for Crystal Palace, as what a hit right into the back of the net for, looks like, Wilfred Zaha to put the ball past Alisson. As an absolute wicked strike right there from him, was absolutely beautiful for him, as CPFC of Palace are in front here at Anfield. And then another goal here for Palace at Anfield, another goal in the matchup. Again, looks like here from Michael Alissier to score another goal in the matchup to make it 2-0 in the match. Shocking bad start for Liverpool and for Jurgen Klopp's team to be 2 goals behind in the matchup so far at Anfield. And what a brilliant 2 goals scored already for the Palace. And then straight after that, Liverpool have got themselves a goal back in the matchup just before half time to shoot and strike it past the goalkeeper. And now Darwin Núñez puts the ball right there past Dean Henderson, and now it's a goal back in the game here for Liverpool in the match just before half time. And then another counter-attack here again for Liverpool, as a great hit, brilliant hit right there for Darwin Núñez to score another goal in the matchup. He has been absolutely brilliant for Liverpool throughout this season, and that's another goal right there to make it 2-2. What a great comeback from Palace to be leading by 2-0, and Liverpool came back to make it 2-2. And it was a draw, it ended in the matchup here at Anfield this evening. And you cannot split the two teams, as Palace unfortunately did not get the victory as they wanted this matchup. But as for Liverpool, they crept back in the game and got a point over Palace here in the matchup this evening. As it ends here at Anfield, ladies and gentlemen, as it ends Liverpool 2, Crystal Palace 2 at full time this evening. Nice counter-attack here for Tammy Abraham for Chelsea. Nice pass there all the way to Mason Mount, and he cuts the ball in play and shoots and scores. And now it's 1-0 Chelsea in the game. What a perfect finish. And yes, what a goal. Perfect, in fact. And now it's 1-0 to the Chelsea in the match. And then another goal here for Chelsea as Romelu Lukaku scores another to make it 2-0 in the game. as the Belgium really ran through the Everton defenders, and now Chelsea are 2 goals up in the lead here against Everton in the game. And then again another goal in the matchup here for Chelsea to make it 3-0 in the matchup. Lukaku really ran through and scored a wicked goal right there onto Jordan Pickford, and now it's an absolute perfect goal. And now Chelsea are now absolutely scored another, as it's 3-0 in the game here so far for the Chelsea in the match. And Everton have been absolutely poor, they've been in this game. And Chelsea scored another goal to make it 4. Tammy Abraham strikes it in the top corner. And now it's 4-0 to the Chelsea. What a turn, what a strike I've got to say there from Abraham. And now it's 4-0 to them in the matchup in the game at Stamford Bridge. But it wasn't over just yet though for Chelsea. Another goal to make it 5 in the game, as Chelsea have been absolutely brilliant, and Tammy Abraham got the finish on that, and 5-0 to the Blues of London, as Everton had a very good season so far, the dark horses of the Premier League throughout this whole season. Seems like they had a bit of a downfall in the last few games, after losing a few games and dropping points, and they're dropping down slowly down the table, as they're currently at throughout this whole season. But as for Chelsea, however, that's a real good win for them, and that overtakes Everton in the Premier League now, up to 7th position in the league. And all thanks for that man right there, Romelu Lukaku, to score 2 goals against Everton here for the matchup. His former team he used to play for a few years ago, and he scored against them 2 in the matchup, as it ends Chelsea 5, Everton 0 at full time in the matchup here this afternoon. And a nice run right here for Leicester, as Mark Albright for Leicester got himself in front in the matchup for the Foxes, and Leicester City are now 1 goal up in the match. What a brilliant run, and what a brilliant finish right there for him, as the Foxes take the lead by 1-0 in the matchup here in the game, as Jose Sarr right there unfortunately could not even save that chance, as Albright was all over him. And now it is 1-0 to Leicester in the game. An amazing counter-attack here from Piera right there for Leicester. Great pass there to Vardy. And Vardy got himself a goal here past the goalkeeper of Jose Sarr to extend the lead, as Leicester are now 2 goals up to the good here over Wolverhampton Wanderers in the game, in the matchup. What a great counter-attack here, I've got to say there, remarkably, from Jamie Vardy. And then James Maddison right there got himself a real counter-attack here and scored the 3rd goal in the matchup to make it 3-0. James Maddison really ran through the Wolves defenders, and he got himself also a goal under his name as well, right to the top corner. And Leicester are 3 goals up to the good in the game. And then another goal scored in the matchup, but Wolves, however, this time done it, and it is now 3-1. A goal back here for Wolves. And that's an absolute remarkable hit and a remarkable finish right there for Wang Hee Chang to score a goal back for Wolverhampton Wanderers. 3-1 for Leicester in the game. And then Leicester carried on the play and carried on the fight, as Maddison scored another goal in the matchup here to make it 4-1 in the match. What a hit, what a perfect finish right there for him. And now it's 4-1 for Leicester in the game. What a hit right there. The goalkeeper obviously could not do anything about that, and Maddison gets his 2nd goal in the game for the Foxes. And then Leicester again got himself another goal here. What a hit there from Jamie Vardy in the matchup to finish that ball right past the goalkeeper there of Wolverhampton Wanderers. And what an amazing rocket shot right there for Vardy, and another goal scored for Leicester in the game. And a corner kick in the matchup for Leicester City in the game. A short corner to Maddison. And then Maddison right there. Nice cross to header there into Connor Cody. Former Wolves player in his own right. Scored against his former team. Thanks from a cross right there, all the way into the header of Connor Cody from James Maddison. And Leicester are now scored another goal here past Wolves in the game here this afternoon. And what a goal against your former team. And that's the full-time whistle blew here at the game at the King Power Stadium, as Leicester City dramatically won by a massive 6-1 victory over Wolverhampton Wanderers. Last week they were smashed by Spurs, but this week they've done the opposite and won the game at home in front of their supporters here in Leicester by a famous 6-1 victory over them here this afternoon, as it ends Leicester 6, Wolves 1. And a great goal here for Tottenham in this matchup to score the first goal as Harry Kane got that ball past the goalkeeper of Nick Pope and strikes it past him, as the keeper of Newcastle cannot do anything about that, unfortunately. So this strike, as that went right past him right there. I think it might have touched a little bit of Nick Pope, but not much impact of a save, and now it's 1-0 to Spurs. And then Fekir, great run right here for Tottenham to get the next goal in the matchup to make it 2-0. What an absolute perfect goal right there, and a perfect strike to place that ball right past the goalkeeper, and now it is 2-0 to Tottenham in the matchup here right now. And then Spurs again, another goal, another counter press. Harry Kane right there, got another there past Nick Pope, and now it's 3-0 to Tottenham in this matchup. Absolutely great run right there from Kane, absolute perfect finish from him, and now it is 3-0 to Tottenham in the game. And then another goal here scored again here for Spurs. And then Spurs carried on as Kulusevski was 1v1. The goalkeeper came out of his goal and Kulusevski lobbed Nick Pope, the goalkeeper of Newcastle, as it is now 4-0 to Tottenham in this matchup. It's absolutely wonderful. A little chip right there for the Swedish winger as he chipped the keeper and scores the 4th goal in the matchup here for the game here for this afternoon, as Newcastle were battered. They were beaten badly, they were at home, but great victory for Tottenham and a great victory for Spurs. That was an absolute brilliant, let's say, 2 amazing goals for Harry Kane for Tottenham, as the match ended here at full time here at St James's Park Stadium, as it ends Newcastle United 0, Spurs 4 at full time in the matchup at St James's Park Stadium this afternoon. And a great counter-attack here for Brighton here, as a goal scored by, looks like, from Dominic Solanke to make Brighton lead the game by 1-0 in the match, as Samba right there could not reach the shot there from Solanke, as that shot went right down the bottom corner, as the Seagulls of Brighton lead the game by 1-0 in the match. And then, however, Rangers got themselves level in this matchup, as Danilo right there for Rangers scored in the matchup, as Glasgow Rangers are level in the game here over Brighton by 1 apiece in the match. What a hit right there from Rangers, and what a brilliant goal for him, and now it's 1 apiece in the match. But Rangers got themselves that other goal in the matchup to make it 2-1. What a hit, what a real strike right there from him, as looks like Glasgow Rangers are definitely hunting now for a chance of winning this game here, from all thanks from Tom Kearney to score that massive crucial goal to lift Rangers out of the relegation drop after that goal right there from him. As disappointment right there for Brighton not to get a draw out of the game or a victory over Rangers, as Rangers came back from 1-0 down to 2-1 with a real huge confidence under their shoulders, and that lifts Rangers outside of the relegation drop for the first time, as it ends here at the end of the game, as it ends Glasgow Rangers 2, Brighton Hove Albion 1 at full time here at iBox. A brilliant start here from Brentford in the matchup, as Kasper Dolberg scored past the goalkeeper of West Foddenham to score in the matchup to make it 1-0. Unbelievable finish and an unbelievable touch, as Brentford take the lead by 1-0 in the game. And then, however, another goal, but however, Sheffield United have to get a goal from somewhere, because they've got the fight of their lives to survive the drop this season, as Cameron Archer got that last finish right there for the Blades, as now Sheffield United are level to Brentford in the matchup so far in the game. And then however, Brentford got themselves a goal back in the matchup, as what a goal there from Kasper Dolberg, as the shot hit the post, went back out for a rebound, went to Dolberg's feet, and now it's 2-1 to Brentford in the match. And then Brentford got himself a goal here from Ivan Toney right there. He took it all upon himself to put the ball right into that bottom corner and scored past Sheffield United in the game here, as Ivan Toney makes it 3-1 to Brentford. What a hit, what a finish. And also West Frondon right there could not do anything about that. And now it's 3-1 to Brentford as the match ended here. Thomas Frank's side did so well to get the victory, but for Chris Wilder's Sheffield United, time is running out for Sheffield United, because a real battle between Rangers or Sheffield United for who will survive the drop to really avoid Championship football for next season is still coming alive between those two sides down the bottom. But a full time here at the game of the G-Tech Stadium as Brentford 3, Sheffield United 1. A great counter-attack here from Lionel Messi here to score the first goal in the game, as Joe Hart could not do anything about that, unfortunately so, as Messi got the finish and got the touch right there to put City in the lead, as the Sky Blues of Manchester lead by 1-0 over Celtic here this afternoon. And then Man City again got themselves, unfortunately, a giveaway goal here as Celtic scored to make it 1-1, as Nathan Redmond got himself, let's say, a goal back in the matchup here to give Celtic a potential lifeline of a chance of safety, of survival, hopefully, for this season. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case, however, as Phil Foden struck the ball right past the goalkeeper of Joe Hart to put City in front. And an absolute strike right there from Foden to score past the keeper Hart. And now it is 2-1 to Man City in the game. And then another goal scored in the matchup here for City as Messi got the last touch and the last finish right there to give City that massive 3 goals in the matchup. And definitely extend the lead past Celtic here, as the match ends here at full time at the Etihad Stadium, as the current holders and champions of the Premier League, Man City 3, Celtic 1 at full time here for this afternoon. A real perfect goal here for Norwich as Timo Pukki puts the Canaries in front, as Norwich City are in front here by 1-0, all thanks to the Finland striker Timo Pukki to place that ball past the goalkeeper Areola, and it's now 1-0 in the matchup for Norwich in the game. And then West Ham United got themselves back in the game as Kudos struck the ball past Angus Gunn, and now it's 1 apiece in this matchup between West Ham United and also Norwich City. And the Ghanaian right there got himself a goal and real lifeline in this matchup to do something in this game. And then West Ham again, a goal from Harry Maguire to get the winning goal in the matchup to really guarantee a massive 3 points in the match. Unbelievable goal and real toughness right there from Maguire to put the ball through the keeper. And now West Ham lead the game by 2-1, and they won the matchup in the game by 2-1 against Norwich, because Norwich City unfortunately could not really stand a chance over West Ham, as West Ham somehow got the victory. As it ends here as West Ham United 2, Norwich City 1 at full time here for this evening. The official results of the Premier League for matchday 33. Leeds 3, Man United 2, Liverpool 2, Palace 2, Chelsea 5, Everton 0, Leicester 6, Wolves 1, Newcastle 0, Spurs 4, Rangers 2, Brighton 1, Man City 0, Villa 4, Brentford 3, Sheffield United 1, Man City 3, Celtic 1, and West Ham United 2, Norwich 1. The league table here knows that United are currently top of the league, as they're now currently 10 points clear than Man City. In third, now climb up to third position is Spurs. In 4th is Liverpool, and 5th place is Arsenal, while Villa are now 5 points behind in the Europa League places, 5 points away from the top 5, while Chelsea are currently 7th position, while Everton are currently in 8th position, while West Ham's in 9th, and in 10th position we have in the Premier League is Newcastle United. And the official table of the Premier League, as we do have the bottom half of the table, as Leicester are currently 11th. In 12th position is Brentford with 47. In 13th position is Leeds United. In 14th is Palace. 15th is Brighton. And that will mean that Wolves are currently 16th. But as of the Rangers, they are now above Sheffield United in 17th place, while Sheffield United now have dropped down to 18th in the relegation zone, while Celtic and Norwich are a little bit drifting away from survival now, as they're looking in big trouble now for survival at all to the Premier League for next season. And also come up on Super Sunday, we'll have Spurs will be playing against Man City for next weekend to find out if Spurs could carry on this momentum, because if Spurs win over Man City for next weekend, they could be close the gap on 2nd place in the Premier League if they end up defeating Man City for next weekend. But as for Man City, they have to get something over Spurs, unless if they don't, then United will be likely to win the Premier League title. And that's all we have time for here right now on Ford Super Sunday, with the coverage here for all the games here for tonight. As we're back, of course, for next weekend with some football between City and also the Spurs. But until then, from all of us here from the studio, have a very good afternoon, everyone.
Go.